service of the Boyle Heights Hosting Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial, streaming on KQBHLA.com, and we do have here, well, a couple of special guests, super fun special guests, extremely fun special guests, but guys, let's welcome to the show from Voorhees? Allendale, New Jersey, all the way from the other side of the pond, as we would call it.
Many ponds, yeah.
Many ponds. You guys got a lot of ponds out there?
Between here and there, yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure. A lot of lakes, too, big rivers. But we have PvP, the host. You already hear me every Thursday. We got our in-house producer here. But then also, he decided to bring us in on a special guest, and I'm going to let you introduce our guest tonight.
I think this guest would be suited to introduce himself much better. But I'll give his name, Mr. Biiig Mike.
Oh, I didn't even try to hit a little PvP right there, too. I heard that. I saw that right there. But we got Biiig Mike out here. LA representative, man, and welcome to LA Lifestyle, man.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you for coming out. You know, coincidentally, when Ween hit me up, he's like, hey, man, he's like, do you think we can get Mike on the show? And I said, well, let me look at the schedule. And I was like, well, I actually do have someone that canceled. And it just made sense now. And, well, the thing was I wanted to have fun because I've had this, strict programming of scheduling, with guests where it's like, oh, fill this out, like, do this, do that, just kind of being, more assertive than I need to be, where I've kind of gotten into this routine and I kind of was like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. And right now, I'm having a lot of fun with it and just kind of, getting out of that comfort zone. So, Mike, thank you for being, more or less like an icebreaker, I guess you could say, on coming onto the show, because just to fill the puzzle here is, this show was created to talk to people just like you. It's not in a age mannerism, it's not in a whatever we want to put it to be. I'm not from here. I want to learn LA from 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even now, the 2020s. I want to learn the stories I didn't get to witness. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's do this. So first question I am going to ask you, because we are here to talk about some tracks that you guys have made together and things that you guys have done together. But what is one thing that you see, not like an indifference, but the difference between, say, going out and doing something in our time versus our time? Your time versus our time. So, what's the big difference you see?
I don't know if there's really a big difference. I mean, when you're trying to make music, it doesn't matter really what era that you're in. You're writing what comes from your soul and what you experience in your life, and that's what I write about. The things that I go through, and I think that kind of reverberates through all eras or genres, even of music.
Okay, and then even with that too, when you get into say making music or even trying to say write any body of music, what influences you to even make music in the first place? Because look, let's take it back. We have some behind the camera guests here tonight. I told you I was getting you included. So
lock the door.
Yo, okay, whoa, all right, lock the door. Let's talk about it. What really got you making tracks? I mean, I listened to one of your EPs on Spotify. It was beautiful. Loved every second of it. What makes you be like, I see these guys out here, they're going to college, they're doing what they're doing. You're like, yeah, let's drop a little EP. Truly, I need to get into the mind of
how that happened.
How did that happen? When did the EP come to life?
Well, during COVID, we couldn't do anything, and before that, I would go out and I'd do stand-up comedy. I'd do open mics and things like that, and it was just it was like a release. It's something to blow off a little bit of steam. I think I've always had some type of creative juices that flowed, kind of through me ever since I was a young kid. I've always been in bands. Me and my brother were in a band together, and so it's kind of something that I've always had in me. And I got married and I raised some children, and like I was saying, during COVID, I couldn't do that, and so just so happens to be that my son had some of the most creative people I've ever met in my entire life as roommates, and we didn't have anything else to do, so we would just hang out together, like us four, and having Weed and Joe and myself in the same room, it was bound to happen, like all the life experiences I've had, all the, just the experience of writing all the jokes, and that kind of what kind of started the whole thing.
So, like, okay, so it started like that, and like, so I know, Mike, where you were going to college. Shout out Joe Blazer.
Yeah, Joe Blazer.
Shout out to Ween. Y'all were going to Trojans. Fight on. Well, moral of it is, we you got the mixtape going, you got everything going. So you guys start recording. Where was this recorded at?
Oh man, that was.
Was this?
Wait a minute. The most low budget.
Well, no. It's not about Look, Big Biiig. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about low budget.
This is a nice place. What are you talking about? This is cool being in here. I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
But low budget. We're talking low budget. No, like. Where did the thought, the idea, where did it go down? Like, where did the art happen?
In my kitchen.
After a few beers,
yeah.
and some beers and bowls.
Oh yeah, we were enjoying life, that's for sure. Well, it was kind of a planned thing, I sent my wife and my daughter, away for the weekend, and Joe and Ween and Mike came over, and that's that's where it happened. That's where it started.
Hey, look, I love my daughter. I love my partner. That's all I got to do. I just got to send them away for a weekend.
Mama's not into the same things we are, and and she enjoyed. She enjoyed a nice weekend up in Monterey.
If she sees garlic runts growing in the backyard,
there could be a problem.
Like it's just tomatoes, right?
Well, it's better just to keep your garden clean, and you don't need to have intrusive or
invasive species.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Invasive species. Well, no. She's a wonderful woman. I've been married to her for 35 years, something like that. And to her credit, she knows what's going on. But we don't want her to be around because it'd be extremely difficult to be.
You mean it would
creative.
be extremely difficult to have to explain yourself?
We would have to explain ourselves. We wouldn't be able to have the experience that really needed to kind of take place. Okay. With her standing there going, "What are you doing over there?" No, we didn't need to hear that. We needed to get.
So before the music, though, like this is a talk show, who are you in your everyday life before Big Biiig is Big Biiig?
Man.
What does Big Biiig do?
Yeah.
What fuels and funds the music?
It's kind of a crazy thing because I own a construction company, and we put up traffic signals and street lighting. We do public work. Like I've literally worked right outside of the building before. Yeah. And so when I actually looked it up, I didn't even have to use Google. I knew exactly where it was. I just drove.
So you've done a lot of work in the local area.
Oh yeah, especially in this area. The LA County Department of Public Works is like a mile away from here.
So you've been there a lot.
Yeah.
So what is it that you particularly like? Just like street lights, or like is it electrical? Like what is the kind of type of electrical you specialize in?
Yeah. Traffic signals and street lighting. But what's fun about it is when you get to drive down the street, you go, I built that. I put that up. Literally right down the street from my house. If you come down the street from my house, there's a traffic signal you used to have to stop on to get out to like the
So
main
did that
street.
did that like piss you off? You're like, I'm gonna do this better?
No. When we moved in there, it wasn't there, and then the city or the county put this job out, and I got it. I was
And
like,
that's how you got into it?
No, I'd done it before
okay.
that. But when that job came out, I was like, there's absolutely no way. If I'm going to let some other contractor come in and work right down the street, it just wasn't going to happen. I would take a loss.
Well, okay, so so you do like the utilities, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you obviously have an electrical background.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you understand contracting.
Yeah.
What made you want to specialize in specifically this niche of? I mean,
how to get into this?
Yeah, well, so contracting, I myself, my dad's like a roofer.
Yeah,
stuff like.
you should have been a roofer.
No, my dad told me not to be a roofer, so you're seeing that being the guy you are, no.
But you see my son over there, he doesn't work for me. I wish he would. I don't have enough zeros, that's the problem.
Oh, Mike Jr., what you got going on over there?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm here,
different
man.
scales, son. That's what I'll answer for him. It's way
But just
different
to kind of understand though, because I do know, I myself, like I've actually worked in the electrical industry. I've done stuff for Tesla, Google, just like kind of more circuit board, like wiring, stuff like that, master boards. But your type of stuff is like the contracted aspect of like, you got
competitive cutthroat. I mean, I'm the smallest little fish in giantest pond.
Yeah, but everybody, we need, but think about it, stoplights really control how we do operate and move.
Yeah. And there's billions and billions of dollars on moving traffic and figuring out how to move traffic as swiftly as possible. Yeah.
And you're a key figure in that because
no, I'm a tiny little fish in a giant pond.
Okay.
It's all I know how to do, though. You know, it was when.
So, what was your first, hands-on with, say, electrical?
Oh man, I was about 6.
What's the first thing you tinkered with?
Some street lighting out in Irvine. I still remember it. I was with my uncle.
Were you stealing copper or something?
Yeah. No. It was that jackhole. That was no. My uncle was superintendent for a company. My uncle was a superintendent for a traffic signal company, and he was out, marking the job. On the street. When you go down the street, sometimes you see where they mark water and gas and electric and telephone or something like that. You ever see those?
Like they call 811 before you dig.
There you go, that boy. So
stuff like that.
He was out there pre-marking this stuff, but he was in his truck as I was walking. He goes, "Well, you see this? Do that."
So he made you work and he got paid.
Yeah, man, and that's about the first memory. But by about 10 or 11, I could operate like every piece of equipment there was.
Skids for all that.
Cranes, everything, man.
But what's your favorite piece of equipment then?
Some rustling. Is that me?
Oh no, we're just talking.
Okay.
That's what's talking. Well, what's your favorite? If you are a working man, what's your favorite piece of equipment? Even from when you were younger to now. Even if you still get on and operate and swing around, what's your favorite piece of equipment? Whether it be a bobcat, a cat.
They're all a blast, man. I mean, probably the funnest thing to do is definitely stand traffic signal poles because you're lifting something.
I built fast food restaurants last year, and when we had to wire the lights in for the drive-through.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yo, mijo." Working with the good old boys.
Yeah.
They're like, "Get up on this boom crane, and we're gonna tie you on a harness and lift you up." I tell you, I've seen all of Anaheim, all of Orange County, been 50, 60 feet in the air, and they're laughing at me the whole time, things shaking.
I could sit here and do this all night, but I'll tell you a funny story. It was off the 5 freeway in Oso Parkway or something. We were standing
poles. See, these are the stories I want to hear.
And Mikey was up in this bucket truck, and he was trying to put this sling on this thing so we could take it down. But there was some high voltage lines, but they were 70, 80 feet away, but it was misty morning. He's like, I could feel it. I could feel like if I put a battery to my tongue, it would be like it's just through the air. It's like, I'm like, come down, forget it. We'll do it tomorrow.
But that is real though. That is water and electricity.
Yes.
Water and
don't mix.
Do not mix.
I don't wear a wedding ring because of that fact. It's actually I have it in my closet in my little cubby thing. And it's got a piece of wire welded to it, but I was able to pull my finger out of it before I got on my
So you...
Yes. You missed me.
God was trying to do that one day. So okay, before we get back into the music, what has been one of the most craziest foreman or contractor, just LA stories? Like, it could be at a gas station, it could be at, like, you've worked some hard hours here in Los Angeles. What has been the most, right now you're even thinking about it?
Well, the thing is, thinking about it, I could sit here for 2 hours and tell you all these stories, but probably like one of the ones where I got the most lucky is where we were shooting some underground conduit across Hollywood Boulevard, and I was
underground conduit, like what do you mean? I know upground conduit.
Yeah, well,
underground conduit. Gonna go above my pay grade.
Unbeknownst to you, underneath the asphalt, there's millions of miles worth of conduit that was fiber optic and traffic signals and street lighting and telephone and gas and water.
Things
and
my brain can never even.
And if you saw some plans, you'd get it. You know what I mean? But we were putting a piece of pipe from one side of the street to the other, and it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was going to be a hero. And I didn't expose this Edison line, but I had some experience, and so I knew that it was going to be encased in concrete, and I thought I'd be able to feel the difference, but it wasn't encased, and I broke right through this thing because I thought I was missing it. There was a piece of like 1 inch thick plywood that broke through the pipe and went to ground before it electrocuted us, drilling in metal conduit, standing in water, holding a piece of metal. We would have been fried, like, instantaneously.
If I could share one story before breaking your guys' song, I really thought today, so what I do with my guests is I like to think back on my experiences to try to relate to you. You man of labor, a man of, I don't even know what your eyes have seen.
Like a nun.
Right. So, my little, maybe I do. Wayne, you finally talked. He finally talked.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
I'm letting the man talk here.
Yeah, right.
The real man of the hour.
So, I worked for a company out in La Mirada, and we built like power boxes for Tesla superchargers, or
okay, right on.
like kind of say just the power grid, like the main kind of
I know what you're talking about.
power distribution.
Yeah.
Okay. So I finally, my first kind of on-field job, like, oh yeah, we're gonna take you out. You're gonna help install. I'm like, all right, cool. Well,
I shook your hand when I walked in here.
So I'm like,
you look like you moisturized.
So I'm like, we're gonna do this, right? So we go, no, but I know my part of the job, right? I did my shit. And then we get there and we look at it, and me and the homie were like, oh, they didn't put the insulation because we would pre-cut and fabricate our sheet metal. So you got PG&E coming in, throwing a three-phase line, 480. You cut that insulation, you get a little arc flash, make the whole freaking building jump. I'm talking my first time out on a field job.
That'll kill you.
No, IKEA in Sacramento was shut down for 4 days. No, because of our manufacturing team at the back. It was pre-manufacturing. We would ship the boxes out.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll go.
There was a manufacturer defect, and so when you plugged into this thing,
it would
explode. Oh, now I got you. Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, and so we're all there, whole building rubbles. We think it's an earthquake because it's Northern California. Okay? I'm like, no, that was an arc flash. Off camera, I will show you the results. I have the photos of the box and the holes. Like, you shoot weapons, right? Goes in here.
I'll show you a picture of like water in the middle of, I think it was Newport Boulevard, shooting up 80 feet in the air where we hit a unmarked water line.
You contractors, you're just like full send.
Yeah, man. We want to share a flipped over crane.
Flipped over crane?
Yeah, man. I got pictures of it, brother. Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is Andrew from Cal State OSHA.
Yeah, right, exactly. We like to see some paperwork.
Okay, how about this? What's been your best union story? Like really, like give me some gritty right now. Like what is it like? Maybe it might be a foreman, it might be a city official. Like what has just been the most like? You're like, what's this guy doing? Who hired this guy?
Well, I can tell you it was like the third day when I was in the union. Okay.
And what year are we talking, Mike?
Oh my God!
Be honest with your boy here.
Let me see here.
What, 83?
No,
84?
it was 523 months ago. Yep. What?
I can do math when I got to think. 523 months ago.
All right. So we're off the 91 freeway on Lincoln. You know where that is? Up there, like Corona area. Right?
I live in Norwalk.
All right, cool. So before if you get off on that off ramp, there's like a McDonald's and there's
like Lincoln off like that's near the 5 and the 90.
No, the 91 out in like Corona.
After you get past,
you're right before the 15 freeway.
Okay. Yeah, right by the dam.
You pass the dam.
Past the dam.
Right.
Okay.
You're almost to the 15th. Anyway, so right there, there's a McDonald's and like a motel. And so before any of that was there, it was just kind of dirt, and there was just this little side street, and all we wanted to do was just shoot this pipe across the street. It was going to be something simple. It should have been done out of there in like 3 hours.
Okay.
Something quick, and then we were going to move on. And we got about halfway through the street, and let me try to see if I can set it. So this guy is in a pit that's 14 feet long. It's 3 feet wide, and it's about 4 feet deep. And he's like using kind of like a mechanical arm type of thing that pushes this metal conduit. It's turning, and there's water that goes through it, and it drills pipe literally like under the ground. And so he gets about halfway across the street, and he's looking at me, and I'm on the other side of the street, and he's giving me like I'm hitting something, like his hand against his fist. And I walk down the street. I said, it must be a rock or something. Keep going. And I literally, as I was walking over and across the street, I just turned and I saw him lunge forward, and the street exploded. And there was
like when you say explode, we're talking like water just coming through like a little area, or are you talking like?
Paint a picture.
What this man
paint the bigger picture, Mike.
What this man just punched through was a 12-inch water line that was a stub out.
Like a city line?
Yeah. That was going down the street.
Fines. I love it. Money.
Hold on.
Let's go.
So it blew the street absolutely apart. But what happened was when this thing went through this pipe, it pushed this dude back and pinned him against the back of the pit, as we would say. Now, he's sitting on his bottom, and this machine's got him pinned up against the back of the wall from the water pressure. And here was the problem. We could see him, but he was like literally 3 inches underwater.
You could see him.
Yeah, we could
but
see him.
He's getting cut and pierced.
No, he's drowning because he's in this pit and it's filled up with water.
And he's sitting.
And he's sitting down.
And
this machine's got him pinned up against the back of this thing, and he's sitting on his butt. And the top of the pit is like 6-8 inches above him. And so we could see him, and this dude, his name was Dave, he grabbed him and broke his arm. We could see him screaming in the water, and there was a metal bar sitting next to the pit that we would use to help the machine go forward when we got stuck. And I drove it, there was a handle, and I was trying to get this bar in front of the handle to push it forward so we could try to pull this guy out, and I went right through his leg. And I could see the blood coming out.
Oh my God.
It didn't faze me. I pulled the bar right out of the ground. I went right back in there, and I missed his leg this time. And we got the handle in front of this bar and pushed him out. We didn't pull him all the way out, but we got him high enough to where we got his freaking head out of the water, and he lived. But he had a broken arm and a metal bar.
A hole.
Yeah.
He took the bar out.
He sued the water company. He never had to work again. He moved to Florida about.
I bet he's living
large over there.
Yeah, he's probably living in two houses that we can't even talk about.
Man, that was like the third day that I was an apprentice right out of the.
And that dude's getting chopped up by high pressure water. He's drowning. You're like, go deeper. And you're like, Yeah, like, let's go. And then this guy ends up suing it. Hey, well, shout out to the homie, man, if you're still with us, whether you're drinking.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing good?
He's doing fine.
He's doing fine. Doing fine. Well, I mean, that was,
I'm telling you, I can sit here and do this all night.
That was,
Hey, man, play one of our songs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Round. Let me tell you a little something about this. So we were in Vegas. So the words to this are deep, deep, double deep. I could see her. She's coming across the street, right? And so you're like sitting in the car, and you see something that you want, and then you make eye contact with her, and oh my goodness, now it's on. You know what I mean? Now it's on, and that's how this song. You get inspiration from the craziest places, I guess. We didn't stop, by the way. We didn't stop.
Well, you can never stop. I mean, if you stop, like, what are you doing? Like, that's not okay. Like, can't
That's
be doing
what I
that.
meant.
This song Round, though,
Yeah.
this is my introduction.
We talk about it.
This is my introduction to Mike as a full-on musical producer, artist, and creator, not just a vocalist. Because he was feeding me every in and out of this entire beat. He was saying, I need the bass, I need it, boom, 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 and then he'd go, all right, and now, give me a clap, wait, a snare, and meanwhile he's playing it himself on the table and stuff.
That's how it usually starts.
And then within like 30 minutes to an hour, pretty much what he had in his head was now on the computer, and we were ready to record.
Yeah, you
and
have
then from
that.
there, I just let this guy do his thing.
Yeah, but Alex, you really have the gift to pull the sound that I have out, you know, and just it's been such a pleasure to work with you, man. I just can't believe it, you know.
I mean, likewise.
We've made some cool stuff. Look at this is how this song started. So these words were actually part of another song. And Alex said, that doesn't fit. And I was just so stubborn and so insistent, you know. But I have a little bit of a pragmatic side too, so I was like, all right, man. So I pulled them out. So we worked. There's one of the lines in the songs that we have is making beats till 3. That's not a joke. We were really up making beats till 3.
Y'all really do that.
But they went to bed, and I stayed up all night, and then we went to sleep and wrote basically all my part of the words to it, and then had like the practice in the sound, because, you know, I could hear the sound, and then when Alex woke up, I think I might have woke him up. It was excitement. Come down here and listen to this, you know, and yeah, man, within just a couple of hours, I had my part, and then Joe Blazer sat down and like, I'm telling you, it was like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and then we sang it once or twice, and then we sat down and we talked about it. I think I had one little part that I told him, you know, I had to take an Uber. You know, I said, you should use the word Uber. Yeah, that was it. But Joe Blazer, within an hour, had his part down. This dude is just so smart, so incredible, how he weaves things together. You know, it's really remarkable, man. Joe Blazer is a talent.
Hey, Joe Blazer, man, he be dropping bars and tracks that I can't even comprehend. But look, guys.
So this was a song that nobody wanted. You know,
nobody wanted?
These were words to a song that nobody
That's a
wanted.
bomb.
And then we just kind of changed them around a little bit and just made a whole other song.
I'm trying to go to DTLA tonight with this song.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man? Mike, you heard? Well, guys, we're about to get in the mix right now. It's PvP. We are out here on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live, streaming on KQBHLA.com. And here we go. We got that.
There's a sign.
Sorry, my Lord and Savior, but here we go. Let's go.
Deep, Double D, here she comes, across the street. I like it like that. Hey.
Take your headphones off. Mike's off. Yeah.
Double D, she's the money side.
You're on the radio, Big Mike.
Nice.
Big Mike's on the radio.
How's it tonight? What do you think? We all right?
I'm feeling great. I love
You
it.
can't curse, bro.
How many F-bombs did I drop?
You said shit once.
I think you
Stop
said.
drinking. Stop drinking. Let's have a good rest. Wind this up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about how we met and jamming and the next song. Dude, let's play the next. Can you play Tan right after this?
That's what I said.
This is it.
The one that goes into it.
I really like the stuff. I think we can do. I want to sing. Hey man, I want to talk about how we met, how a little bit more about the music, a little less about construction and shit like that, and then ask us something about if you got anything new, what's coming up, and I want to sing "Let's Get High" live. You got to help me, okay?
Well, I need a beat for that.
No. You're gonna feel the beat. Let's get.
No. If we're gonna do that,
No. Acapella, bro. You'll feel it. Trust me. You didn't feel it right out there. Look at me. Let's get high. Let's get high. Let's get high. Let's get high. Sing it with me. Let's get high. I'll start singing it. You make a comment like "damn, bro" or something, and then you start coming in with us. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, that's cool. And then I'll jump. I'll take it through my part. I'll say, these are the facts, and I'm looking at the facts, but I'm running up front, and I want to spit the facts.
Honestly, I want you to spit some bars on the mic.
I'll do it.
No, like I want some bars.
I'll do it. Set it up correctly, though. Let's you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we got that transition coming?
Yeah.
When I do that Tan part where I go, oh my, where I go, I got to plug in. You got to built-in output. I was sitting in my office and I was trying to write words for this part, and then once I got it, I ran in there. Joe was like recording. He's all right. Just let him sleep.
Oh, I let him sleep. Okay. Well, we got couches.
So he comes in.
Right here, come on.
I had to stop. I had to jump right in. Else I was gonna fucking forget it. If I went out to my car right now, would I be able to hear this?
Oh yeah, but it's like we're gonna go back on air in 2 minutes. So I'm gonna need you to talk in 2 minutes. So
My radio debut. You gonna try to make it?
how about this? After this rolls out, I'm gonna spin and do a mix. You go do your thing, and then when you come back, we'll finish up the show. Huh?
Fuck it, I'll wait.
Yeah. We
No, I'm cool.
Yeah, we can't smoke in here. If you got a vape, we can do vape in here.
Nice on the eyes and nice to meet.
Never go out, but you like to leave. Standing, breaking in new sheets. My face hurt, new sheet.
This is like a UCSC anthem right here.
Dude, when he's singing this thing, he's got this fucking black eye. He got like punchy.
Yeah, tell that story actually.
Dude, I got this shit beat out of me last Sunday in
Singing
Santa
this song,
Monica.
right? And then he showed up at 7 a.m.
Shirt ripped, black eye, and just nailed it. In between your legs, you got a built and I put in, it's just for me.
Damn, Big Mike, save some for the rest of us.
Just for me.
I feel
love this.
like if I partied with Big Mike in the 80s,
I want to
put me in shade.
no way to fucking take.
All I know she's shallow and she likes to swallow. Anyway that I go,
He's so high five with that little bitch.
Thick and nasty.
We get lit on the radio right here. You already know what it is. Big Mike and we and Little Mike. Let's go.
Alright, fade it out, fade it out.
Oh, fade it out. Headphones on. Let's get it. Oh, I love that fellow.
Money, she sell your money and pick your wallet clean. Pick your wallet clean.
Hey, you already know what's
Dude,
up.
play Let 'em smoke. Play Let 'em smoke. I'll go out and smoke. You play Let 'em smoke.
No, you already know
No,
what's up,
you got
guys. You heard.
Now that smell, it's all
We got Big Mike. We got Ween out here in the mix. No, it's just fat Ween. A lot of things. As long as I don't call you late for dinner, right?
That's what you say.
You can call us anything we want. You can drink until the cows come home.
Moo.
There you go. So, yo, guys, if you're just tuning in with us, we are live on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5, a community service of the Boyle High Charts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLP.com, and we are out here. LA?
KQBHLA.com.
You know what I said?
Say LP.
LP? Maybe
Mind
because-
on the music still.
Yeah, right.
Well, because I like
You
EMP.
just played that jam.
It was a bop. Big Mike, why do you got so many bars with your boys, man? I mean, you said we heard a story off camera about a black eye or something like that.
Poor Joe.
Well, what happened with the
All right.
Well, you said you need to tell it, so let's hear it.
I said absolutely, Joe. I said I didn't want to tell it, but I'll do it. So anyway, so we do set this night up that we're going to get ready and to record. And so we kind of like learned our parts, did some things, and we kind of knew we had some structure to what we wanted to do. And so we were supposed to meet there Friday night. Joe doesn't show up till Saturday morning at like 7:30, something like that.
In the morning?
But he's got a ripped shirt, he's got lipstick on his face, and he's got the worst black eye I think I ever seen. Now you gotta understand, for people out there to understand, Joe looks like the dude from 30 Seconds to Mars. What's that guy's name? Jared Leto?
What?
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's
Why are you going to
Brown eyes.
Yeah. I mean, he it's ridiculous. And he has like a 200 IQ. You know what I mean? It's
And he is doctorate in physics.
yeah, doctor in physics. He worked for like JPL. He was smarter. Dude, I remember. This isn't a slight, and this isn't racist. This is an absolute 100% true story. We were sitting in our apartment, and this Asian kid that was in Joe's class goes, "Joe's the smartest kid in the whole class." I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it with an X. I shouldn't have. He told me that Joe was smarter than the teacher in the class.
So like Theo Bar with him and that guy from
And so you're saying this kid's smarter than the teacher, doctorate in physics teacher,
Yeah. At
shows up at
USC.
7:30 a.m. to our studio session
Yeah.
with a black eye and a ripped shirt and
And he's like,
lipstick
let's-
on him.
and let's
Lipstick on
record.
him. So, what? Yeah. No.
I think he was still drunk.
Not only let's record, he was. Oh yeah. And then the first thing that we did when we got there is, Let's get high.
Wait, so that was recorded at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I made a mistake. It was smell that smell. It's all around. People burn it down. Yeah.
Let 'em smoke.
Yeah, it's a song we have called "Let 'Em Smoke."
Y'all wild. You know what really gets me is Big Mike. I'll tell you just like this on my own show. I have a father very similar to you.
You do.
And it's like he's a good old boy. You know, he's lived life. You know, and then I sit here. I'm like, damn, you're so into hip hop with your son and his friends, right? I aspired for that. Like growing up, I was like, man. And then it's like the only thing I've gotten out of my dad is just some small like I guess agreements on the matter. But do you have any hip hop like anything from the 80s and 90s? Like, are there any like hip hop artists you can shout out?
Oh man.
Or like, who are your top 5?
Oh, who am I top?
Yeah, like who are you like?
I'm interested in
Like really genuinely, like me and Ween over here, me and Fat, like we have our people, we are, as you could say, connoisseurs of modern day hip hop, but like truly like like you listen to hip hop in the 80s and 90s, even late 70s, like who are your top 5 go-to hip hop artists?
I really dig that song "Lottie Dottie." Yeah.
Okay.
Dougie Fresh.
Ooh, okay.
He's got some
wall. Okay.
Top choice of them all. There was a rumble.
How would you say like
Snoop Dogg remixed it on Doggy Style.
Yeah.
So you were listening to hip hop before hip hop was getting sampled.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it started with samples.
Yeah. All those guys really like from the Wu-Tang Clan and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're
gotta get my back
Slick Rick and then Wu-Tang.
Well, okay, so Slick Rick, Wu-Tang. We need 3 more.
Yeah. There's too many, but I tell you, the Smiths and David Bowie. Pearl Jam, of course.
Eddie Vedder.
Great rappers.
Yeah.
There's
a music.
Eddie Vedder. No, Eddie Vedder had bars. Trust me,
That was the worst Eddie Vedder impression I ever heard.
Let's hear the best one then.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let me pick something like that. Eddie Vedder would be like. I like that song, "Elderly Woman." That's a cool.
Well, let's hear it.
How's that start? It says. Give me a second, move on. Come back to it.
Come back. Okay, so you said.
Once I started.
So we had Wu-Tang, Slick Rick, Eddie Vedder, like Pearl Jam, like who's like give us like.
I'm curious, so hip hop artists in LA.
I'm in the living's easy. Riders on the microphone with Ross and G. All the people in the dance will agree that we're well qualified to represent the LBC. Yeah, man. Randy
I heard
those guys were
Sublime.
Yeah, man. Those.
Okay.
Yeah,
that kind of counts. No, that does. I mean, really, like, and what's crazy? So we got You know what? Let's break it down. So we got Sublime, Wu-Tang, Slick Rick, Pearl Jam.
And when you put all that stuff in a blender, man, that's when you come up with.
Like that's an interesting
badass run.
Let's get high.
Well, I mean, you gotta put the blueprints and the work forward to like make the art happen, So I will ask you too. Do you guys got anything coming out? Like you and Ween, like we got. I guess your producer here. We got the producer here. Like, you guys got anything coming out? Like you just showed a little snippet of what you're working on, but is there anything more to come to it?
So we do have like 7 tracks that are on Spotify right now, but it was posted by Mike, who is my roommate, and Big Mike's son. And
shout out Mike.
Those were the tracks that were literally recorded in Big Mike's kitchen. So the quality isn't necessarily.
Hey, you know what? You guys got a case of beer, and you had a good old time.
So in a sense, we're working on probably trying to release an entire, not an EP, but an album that would have those songs with a good mix. And then we actually were just recording the other day. This is a kind of funny story right here. So Big Mike, we set up a session to record a couple Sundays ago. And I'm almost there. I get there, and he's like, oh, actually, I'm like, should I bring my stuff in? He goes, oh, no, actually, we're going to go across the street. And I thought he meant, like, to his, like, friend's house.
What?
Right? I was like, okay.
Dude's like, I'm bringing you on a quest.
I was like, okay. And then he tells me, oh, actually, we're going to the golf club that he belongs to, which is down the street. And I show up, and the place is, like, there's one car in the parking lot. There's like rubble covering the ground. It's under construction, like crazy construction. Where I thought the place was like closed indefinitely.
But I got a little in on that place, so
he just leads me into this like empty, huge room that's made for like wedding conventions and shit.
Yeah.
And stuff. And say, all right, set it up. I love the reverb in this place, and he just starts singing, man. And so, out of that session,
You're telling me you show up, he's like, yo, we're going to go to the golf club. And you're like, place shut down. And he just brings you inside the golf club. And he's like, I love it. This is the perfect recording spot. We are recording here.
Yes.
Without even telling you that was planned.
No idea that was happening.
So you just kicked it inside the country club for a couple hours. And
basically, and now we got 2 more tracks that were in the works.
So what country club do we got to shout out?
Royal Vista, over in the city of Walnut. It'd be kind of cool.
I play a little golf. You know,
how far does this thing reach? Does
this
it
guy
reach the Diamond Bar?
It's kind of it's cutting it off. It's pretty close because it's that kind of
That'd be
LA
awesome,
counter.
man. If Sean and those guys are listening.
Okay, wait. How about this? How about this? Hey,
Olympia,
Sean.
hello.
Hey, Sean. Look, I'm gonna do this. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
We're gonna get their own custom clip just for the golf club.
You know, just to stop real quick, take a little something. It's such a fucking cool. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. You're good. Run it. Go.
Sorry.
It's such a cool little course. We got a little 9-hole, little 18. I play golf. I play golf.
That's not what I meant. They're tearing it down and
what?
Yeah. They're gonna build houses on it. It's really terrible. You know, I've lived on that course and been a part of that course for like 30 years. And you know, I was thinking about the other day. I was like, it's such a shame, but I feel like so blessed that I have so many. Like every single person that I know, I've known for like 25 years or more. You know, the newest person that's in my circle, I've known him for like 15 years. And what kind of makes me feel sad is that nobody else, there's young kids out there that live in our community, and it was such a place, you know, I've seen weddings there, and funerals, and birthdays, and anniversaries, and, you know, and it's kind of bad for our community, you know, to think that other people aren't going to be able to have those experiences there, because it really was a gathering place.
Well, I'll say too, even where I'm from, my local golf course was just shut down recently, and it hurts me even.
It hurt.
It hurts because when you play.
Sorry about that.
When you play so many rounds, trust me, I love golf. I love the game of golf, and you know it brings people together. It's very communal.
My man,
the
game of golf is secondary to what's really going on. It's the friendship that you build.
It's power.
Yeah,
you could meet someone and you could make a friendship that would carry on outside of golf that you might not even understand 30 years after.
The only reason I started playing golf is because of the business that I was in, and I knew business was conducted
on the golf course, Mike.
I mean, I can tell you, there was so many times where I had contractual problems with people.
You're like, let's get on the golf course.
And the contract problems were done like that day. You know.
You're like, I'm gonna get you drunk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh man, we're gonna bring you in for a little VIP experience. You're gonna go in and pick up balls and clubs. You want bags, whatever you want. Oh yeah, man. You to spend $1,000 to make $100,000. Come on, you know what I mean. So
I like it.
Yeah.
See, this guy makes money.
It works every time.
This guy makes money.
Yeah.
I feel like
I did want to say though that I thought that point was very relevant that there are less gathering areas for kids our age. I mean, I see it in LA.
It's happening
sure
in
it's
Irvine
everywhere.
too. Don't let them happen. And I hope that Irvine has always been the city of Irvine has always been a green space friendly city. I'm a public works contractor. I've done business with the city of Irvine, and it's a fantastic place to live. And I hope the city of Irvine is not swayed by a developer's influence.
I like that. See, this dude, that's experience talking. That's experience. That's true experience. Because look, this is someone who has lived the American dream. This is someone who, outside of the music, outside of everything we've talked about tonight, he sees what the actual best economic interest is in the community. Aside from the
Well, it's not about economics, because that's why they're building those things in the first place.
They don't need
to
more
make
houses
more money.
in the city of Irvine. I can tell you that.
He's
Oh,
saying
hell no.
that for the good of the community, you
Keep it.
need areas where people can get together and make lasting relationships that are 25-year-old friendships.
Bonds that last forever.
Not just some quick throw me up houses that are just kind of like.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need to develop every square inch.
No.
Oh, you've heard sarcasm. Yeah, right? I mean, it is. I don't know how we got on this topic.
But I wanted to say before that these guys treated him so well, and when I was in there, he went to the bathroom, a guy walked in and said, "Oh, my boss said you got 30 minutes left." I didn't realize they had a bar open downstairs. 3 hours later, they're like, "Hey guys, you got to go in like 20 minutes or so." So they found out I was a big mic.
You know,
all right.
I'll tell you what was funny, how that happened too, is the owner of the property, they have camera systems in there, was sitting at home listening to us do our thing in there, and that's why he didn't kick us out, because he was like, that was pretty cool. I saw him like 3 or 4 days later.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was like, dude, that was cool. I wish I could do that. It was like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Damn, so is that
It's a gift from God.
Is that little golf course still with us, or has it been developed?
It's in the development stage, man. They tore the shoot out of it, and you know, they're getting ready to develop. There's fencing.
And this is out in Diamond Bar area.
Mm-hmm.
So what's like the whole, like, you know, before we sign off here tonight, like what's the whole?
Oh man, let's talk more about the music. Forget about that.
Can we get Let 'Em Smoke to play?
Play that for us, would you?
I sent it.
I'll come on again. I know we talked about this
earlier.
earlier. I'll come on again.
Oh no, you're good. Just keep the chat. We're gonna roll out here.
Don't let them go too much, though. It might take your job.
No, I don't. I gotta mention the fact that I own a nice construction company. I like going to places like this, West Indies. Man, I could have rolled with this for a couple more hours. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
You gotta get on a podcast. He has one. PvP has a podcast.
Hey, man, it was a really cool experience being here with you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. And look, guys, before we sign off, we are gonna end the night with the track. Was it Let Me Smoke?
Let 'em.
It's actually Let 'Em Smoke.
Let 'Em-
Hey, wait a second. Hold on. Can you give me
Yeah,
two
no,
seconds?
yeah.
So, you were talking about. Hold on. Let me get a sip here. Give me just 2 seconds. My mouth is dry.
Sounds dry, guys. Let him get a sip here.
Got con now.
So, you were talking about what we had new. And, you know, this was kind of the thought. You know, tell me what you think, you know. And it kind of just kind of flows like this. Let's get high. Let's get high. You hear that?
Come on, get it. You got it.
Let's get high.
Let's get high. Call me what you wanna. I'm trying to tell the truth. You made me feel something. Man, I screwed that up.
Oh, you had it.
No.
No, we got it live. We got it live.
No. Look at this is how it's built. You can see it's painful. It's very painful. Let's try it one more time. Okay, come on, let's try it. Okay, it's painful. It's painful.
Okay, we go.
Let's get high. Let's get high.
Okay, come on.
Let's get high. Let's get high. Now these are the facts, and I'm busting up the back, but I'm running up front, and I want to smoke a blunt. Sneaking around to the grass that's greener. Gonna pray to God and never do need. And now these are the pieces of the puzzles of life. Like to help me, so I put them together. Home in my truck, I'll keep you forever. Whatever, whatever. Never say never. Now better call the janitor to clean this up. Blowing out carpet and skeleton stuff now. Let's get high. You like that?
You had me so focused. I'm like, we gotta stay on pocket. We gotta get that beat. We gotta get that beat.
The funny thing is that you're talking about this. This woman is a very good friend of mine. I've known her for, I don't know, 20-something years. She walked outside, and I looked at her, and she was being flirty with me. And I said, you better not look at me like that again, baby.
Did you really say it to her like that?
That's a different song.
I know, but man, look.
That was a good
Dang, man. But that's another little in the
If you
pocket.
really walked out and you're like, yo, what's up? Like, bah. I would pay to see
We don't have
you
enough
say,
time to hear.
Okay, play it.
yeah, here we go, guys.
Set us off.
No, I'm going to send
Thank
this
you,
off.
everybody,
smoke.
for listening.
Guys,
You are.
let me tell you this, man. It's PvP. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'm always painting a bigger picture. I got my man Fat out here. We got Big Mike in the building. He came and held it down. Our special in-house guest. We got Lil Mike.